Did you know that certain colors can actually make your entire outfit look cheap, dull, or even outdated, even if the clothes themselves are expensive? Yes, it's true. The shades you choose can either make you look radiant, polished, and elegant, or they can drain your natural glow and even give the impression of looking older or less sophisticated. Today, I'm revealing the 7 worst colors that every stylish woman, especially women over 50, should avoid if you want to look confident, timeless, and wealthy in your fashion choices. And let me tell you, number 5 is the one that shocks almost everyone. It's the most common mistake I see women make all the time, and once you spot it, you'll never look at your closet the same way again. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back. If this is your first time here, I help women, especially senior women who are young at heart, rediscover their personal style, embrace elegance, and dress with confidence at every stage of life. I know how frustrating it can be to spend money on clothing, only to feel like something isn't quite right once you put it on. Sometimes it's not the cut or the brand at all, it's the color. The right color can make your skin look glowing, your outfit more expensive, and your overall look more refined. But the wrong one? It can do the exact opposite. I've worked with countless women just like you, women who want to feel elegant without chasing fast fashion or wasting money on pieces that don't flatter them. And let me tell you, learning which colors to avoid is one of the simplest yet most powerful steps you can take to transform your wardrobe. Now, before we dive in, I'd love to invite you to join our amazing community of stylish, confident women. If you want weekly tips, inspiration, and practical advice on looking your best at any age, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell too so you never miss a video, because trust me, what I have lined up for you in the coming weeks is going to completely change the way you think about fashion. Alright, let's get started. Let's uncover the 7 colors that might be holding you back from looking as vibrant, confident, and elegant as you truly are. Alright, let's begin with the very first color that can instantly cheapen your look: faded yellow. Now, yellow in general can be such a cheerful, vibrant shade, but when it's washed out pale or too muted, it often has the opposite effect. Instead of brightening your skin, it can actually make you look sallow, tired, and older. I've seen women put on what they thought was a lovely soft yellow blouse, only to notice that it drained the natural glow right out of their face. The truth is, faded yellows often look like the fabric itself has been sitting in the sun too long. It gives off a sense of age and wear, even if the piece is brand new, and that can make even the most expensive outfit look cheap. So what's the alternative? Instead of these washed-out yellows, look for richer, warmer tones. A deep honey shade, a golden camel, or even a warm mustard can add sophistication and a sense of luxury to your wardrobe. These shades don't just complement mature skin tones, they elevate them. Imagine stepping into a room in a rich golden camel jacket paired with elegant accessories. You'll look polished, confident, and radiant, without that tired, faded effect that pale yellow creates. Now, that's just the first mistake, and it's a common one. But the next color might surprise you even more, because so many women wear it thinking it's a safe, neutral choice. The second color you'll want to be cautious with is ashy gray. On the surface, gray seems like the perfect neutral, right? It's simple, understated, and it pairs with almost everything. But here's the secret. Not all grays are created equal. When the shade is too ashy, dull, or flat, it can cast a shadow across your skin, exaggerate fine lines, and make your complexion look lifeless. I've seen women put on a light gray sweater, and instead of looking sophisticated, they looked washed out, almost like the gray had absorbed all the light from their face. And that's the danger of this particular shade. It doesn't add depth or elegance, it just flattens your entire look. But don't worry, gray isn't completely off the table. The key is to choose the right kind of gray. Rich charcoal tones, soft silver with a bit of shimmer, or even grays that lean toward blue undertones, can look absolutely stunning and high-end. These shades give you that timeless, elegant appearance while still keeping the versatility of a neutral. Think about the difference between a faded, ashy gray scarf versus a deep, rich charcoal wool coat. One makes you look dull, while the other instantly gives off sophistication and luxury. So yes, you can wear gray, just be strategic about the shade you choose. And speaking of neutrals, the third color on our list is one that almost everyone has in their closet, but most women don't realize it can secretly make their outfit look far less flattering. Now let's talk about the third color that can actually downgrade your outfit, and this one is sneaky, because it's considered a wardrobe staple: beige, with the wrong undertone. Beige is often thought of as timeless and sophisticated. It's neutral, it goes with everything, and it's a color you'll see in almost every closet. But here's the problem. Not all beige is flattering. Some shades of beige, especially those that are too pale, too cool, or too muddy, can completely wash out your skin tone. Instead of looking elegant, the outfit ends up looking dull, lifeless, and unfortunately inexpensive. I can't tell you how many times I've seen women over 50 put on a beige top, thinking it's a safe choice, only to find that it makes their skin look tired, their hair duller, and their overall presence smaller. That's not what you want your clothes to do for you. Here's the secret. Beige can be beautiful if you choose the right version for your skin tone. Warmer beiges like creamy ivory, soft taupe, or even sandy shades with a hint of peach or gold can bring warmth and vibrancy to your look. They don't drain your complexion. They brighten it. For example, think of a plain pale beige cardigan that looks flat versus a soft ivory blazer that immediately makes you look fresh, polished, and expensive. Same family of color, but the undertone makes all the difference. So if you love neutrals, don't worry, you don't have to give them up. Just be mindful of which undertones complement your natural coloring. Try holding different shades of beige up to your face in the mirror. You'll immediately see which ones light you up and which ones drag you down. Now, while beige can be tricky, the next color on our list is on the opposite end of the spectrum. It's bold, loud, and it grabs attention, but not in the elegant way you want. Color number 4 is neon shades, and this one is especially important for senior women. Neons might seem fun, trendy, and full of energy, but in reality, they often do more harm than good. Bright neon greens, highlighter yellows, electric pinks, and screaming oranges can overwhelm your natural features. Instead of enhancing your elegance, they fight with your skin tone, draw harsh lines, and create a look that feels loud rather than luxurious. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely understand the appeal. Neons grab attention. They're playful, they remind us of summer parties or bold fashion statements. But the truth is, neon shades don't translate well into timeless, elegant style. On mature skin, they can exaggerate imperfections, highlight fine lines, and let's be honest, make fabrics look cheaper than they are. So what's the alternative? Jewel tones, rich emerald greens, sapphire blues, ruby reds, and deep amethyst purples. These colors give you that same sense of vibrancy and energy, but without the harshness of neon. They're regal, sophisticated, and they instantly elevate your presence. Picture this, a neon pink top versus a deep magenta blouse. The neon might get attention, but the magenta makes people look twice, not because it's loud, but because it looks rich and flattering. And here's a quick engagement moment. I want you to think about your closet right now. Do you own any neon pieces? Maybe a scarf, a top, or even accessories? If so, let me know in the comments. Be honest, are you still wearing them, or are they sitting at the back of the closet? Now, speaking of colors that surprise people, the next one is a shade many women think makes them look soft and feminine. But if it's not done right, it can actually do the opposite. Alright, let's move on to color number 5. And this is the one that surprises almost every woman I talk to. It's a shade many of us wear because it feels soft, feminine, and approachable. But when it's not done right, it can have the exact opposite effect. I'm talking about pastel pinks and pale lavenders. Now, don't get me wrong, pinks and purples can be absolutely stunning. They can feel youthful, romantic, and full of charm. But here's the catch. When these shades are too light, too washed out, or have a powdery undertone, they don't flatter mature skin. Instead of adding a healthy glow, they can actually highlight redness, age spots, and fine lines. Let me share an example. I once worked with a client, a beautiful woman in her late 60s, who had a favorite soft lavender cardigan. She wore it all the time, thinking it made her look gentle and graceful. But when she tried it on in front of a mirror with good lighting, she was shocked. The color was draining her face, making her look tired rather than radiant. When we swapped that pale lavender for a rich mauve, just a touch deeper and warmer, it was like night and day. Suddenly her complexion looked alive, her eyes sparkled, and she told me she felt 10 years younger. That's the power of choosing the right shade. So if you love pinks and purples, don't feel like you have to give them up. Instead, lean toward deeper, richer tones. Think rose instead of pale pink, mauve instead of pastel lavender. Even deep lilacs or magentas can look incredibly elegant and luxurious. Here's the rule of thumb. If the shade looks like it could blend into a child's Easter basket, it might not be the best choice for a sophisticated, polished wardrobe. But if it has depth and richness, it will add elegance instead of taking it away. And let me give you a little teaser here, because color number 6 is one that most women don't even realize is dragging them down. It's a shade that's been marketed as fashionable for decades, but the undertone can make it look military, harsh, and unfortunately, cheap. Now let's talk about color number 6, olive green with a muddy undertone. The olive is tricky. At first glance, it seems like a versatile, earthy neutral. It's everywhere in casual wear, jackets, trousers, and even accessories. But here's the issue, not all olives are flattering. In fact, the wrong olive can completely ruin the elegance of your look. When olive leans too brown, too muddy, or too flat, it gives off a military or utilitarian vibe. Instead of looking refined, it looks practical, rugged, and sometimes even cheap. It doesn't enhance your femininity or your elegance. It weighs your outfit down. I'll give you a visual. Picture a boxy, faded olive green jacket, the kind that instantly makes you think of army gear. Now compare that to a rich forest green coat or a deep teal blouse. Do you see the difference? One says practical and plain, while the other says luxurious and elegant. Here's another example from one of my styling sessions. A client of mine loved her olive trousers. She wore them constantly because they felt like a safe neutral. But every time she paired them with other pieces, something looked off. When we swapped them for a pair in a deep emerald shade, suddenly her outfit looked intentional, elevated, and far more expensive. So here's a simple takeaway. If your olive looks dull, muddy, or leans toward brown, it's time to replace it. Instead, go for jewel tone greens that add richness and life to your wardrobe. Now we've talked about washed out yellows, ashy grays, tricky neutrals like beige, and bold mistakes like neon. But we still have one final color left, and this one is a real heartbreaker because it's the color so many women rely on every single day. Yet, if you're not careful, it can be the one that ages you the fastest. And finally, we come to color number 7, the one that so many women lean on as their go-to, their safe choice. But here's the truth. If you're not careful, this color can actually make you look older, harsher, and yes, poorer. That color is flat black, especially faded black. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, black is timeless. Black is slimming, black goes with everything. And you're right, to an extent. A well-tailored black dress in the right fabric can be absolutely stunning. But here's the problem. As we age, solid flat black right next to the face can be very unforgiving. It has no softness. It can cast deep shadows that highlight wrinkles and fine lines. It can make mature skin look paler, more tired, and less vibrant. And when black fades, as it often does after a few washes, it loses that richness and starts to look cheap. Instead of powerful, it starts to look worn out. I once had a client who told me she wore black every single day because she thought it was the most elegant choice. But when we swapped one of her black tops for a deep navy blouse, the difference was jaw-dropping. Her skin looked fresher, her eyes brighter, and she said she felt more alive instantly. So what should you do if you love black? Don't worry, you don't have to give it up entirely. The key is to be mindful. Instead of relying on flat black, experiment with other dark, rich tones. Navy blue, deep plum, dark chocolate brown, or even charcoal gray can give you the same slimming effect without the harshness. And if you must wear black, choose higher quality fabrics with sheen, like silk or wool, rather than faded cotton. Add a colorful accessory, a scarf, a necklace, even a pair of earrings, to soften the look and bring life back to your face. So yes, black can still have its place in your wardrobe, but when worn flat and faded, it can do more harm than good. Elevate your look by choosing richer, more forgiving alternatives that make you glow, rather than fade into the background. So let's do a quick recap of the 7 colors you'll want to avoid if you're aiming for elegance, sophistication, and confidence. Faded yellow drains your glow. 1. Ashy gray flattens your complexion. 2. Beige with the wrong undertone dulls your look. 3. Neon shades overwhelm instead of elevate. 4. Pastel pinks and lavenders wash you out. 5. Muddy olive green cheapens your outfit. 6. Flat or faded black, harsh and aging. But remember, avoiding these shades doesn't mean limiting yourself. It means discovering the colors that truly highlight your beauty. Rich jewel tones, warm neutrals, and deep luxurious shades can completely transform how your wardrobe makes you look and how you feel. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 colors surprised you the most? Be honest. Do you have 1, 2, or maybe even all 7 in your closet right now? Let me know in the comments. I love reading your stories and learning from your experiences. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a tip. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend. We all have someone who could use a little color confidence. Finally, if you're curious about the shades that do make you look instantly elegant and wealthy, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Remember, true style has no age limit. You deserve to feel beautiful, confident, and radiant every single day.